Hello and welcome to Sherba Mate Talks. And we have
Yeah.
Mr. Sherba Mate himself, Max, and we have, I'm going to mispronounce, Haney, maybe? Haney?
That's correct.
All right. And we are going to have ourselves a little flat earth debate. We've agreed to 10-minute openings, and then we'll have 40 minutes of discussion. I'm Dr. J. I'll be moderating the debate. Just to kind of remind you guys of how I moderate debates. Everybody moderates differently. I do it my way. My way is my goal is to have this be the most interesting debate possible. So if I feel like I need to jump in, I'm not going to argue. I don't know anything about flat Earth particularly, but I will, kind of guide the discussion if I feel like it's needed in order to maintain interesting. The goal here is to have an interesting discussion, and so I'll try to do what I can in order to make that happen. Haney, since you're the guest, I am going to let you decide whether you would like to go first or you would like to let Max go first with your 10-minute opening.
No, I like to hear people first,
All right.
if it's okay.
So, Max, go ahead and give us your 10-minute opening.
Okay. Let me set the stage. 1 sec. I messed up the timer. There we go.
The super chats are already rolling in. Thank you,
Yes.
Earthly Skeptic. The super chats are available. Appreciate you jumping in on that for us. So great to see everybody here. People are starting to roll in. Always fun to see everyone.
John sent this. This should be good. Who is the flat earther? Anyone we would know? No, I found them on Facebook, and I do have to congratulate him. I was telling him on the back room that flat earthers regularly don't show, but
yeah, it's great to have him here. We got a bunch of new members here. I don't know if I'm going to click through them all right now. Max, if you're ready for your opening deal, I think we're a go.
Yes, I am ready. We can take a look at those after. All right. So you can see my presentation, correct? So let me start the timer. There we go. What is the shape of the Earth? And I'm going to use two arguments right now because I couldn't prepare much else. My absolute favorite is this one. It's called reciprocal zenith angles. This is something that everyone can do. In the US, you can rent a theodolite for about $35 per day, and you can get a rough measurement of the curvature of the Earth yourself. So reciprocal zenith angles is the method, a hypothesis on a flat Earth. All plumb lines should be parallel. So if I put a little weight on a string and hang it on a flat Earth, each one of those would be parallel. So how can we verify this? We use the tool. This tool called the theodolite, and we're going to measure some angles with this tool. So basically, we have two hypotheses. Either the world is flat, as you can see in the top left, and the red lines would be plumb lines, so that they would make a 90-degree angle with the ground, or the world is curved, and if you do a plumb line, this would do a 90-degree angle here to the tangent of the sphere on this point, and to the tangent of the sphere of this point. So if we measure the angles between these, here, the addition of these two angles should add up to exactly 180 degrees. And if the Earth is curved, then we should have more than 180 degrees. So here we have some of the measurements that I took from a video from the main surveyor. And what we end up seeing is that when you use this method, it always ends up adding to more than 180 degrees. And here we have a diagram of how he do it. You put the device on one side, measure to the other side, and then you take the device to the other side and measure back. So that gives you the measurement of angle A plus angle B. And the result is that in reality, every single time that you use this method, it adds up to more than 180 degrees. Here we can see that he did 2 sets of measurements, angle A and B, and then C and D. And we can see that in both cases, the result is an angle that is bigger than 180 degrees. This is a direct measurement of curve, works at any distance. You can do this from the bottom of a mountain to the top of a mountain or a hill, or vice versa, and you will always get the same result. Baron Rutledge did this measurement in one of the quote-unquote flattest places on Earth, which is the salt flats in Utah, and turns out that the same thing holds. It added up to more than 180 degrees. And here we have a little diagram that he shares on his video. Baron Rutledge published this on TikTok. And then finally, I would like to talk a little bit about the final experiment. So the argument about the final experiment is 6 words: 24, 24, our sun in Antarctica. So 6 words. There is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Toon is a personal friend of ours. Dave McKeegan is also a personal friend of ours. Jaren is also a personal friend of ours. So we can trust their testimony that they went to Antarctica, saw the 24-hour sun. And one other piece of data pertaining to the final experiment was the trip that Critical Think, who is a fellow debunker from Australia, took a flight from Sydney that went all across the ocean to reach Santiago de Chile here in South America. And that flight is absolutely impossible on flat Earth. So the final experiment was debunking flat Earth even before they set foot on the ice. This guy is a guy that he was walking across Antarctica alone. And as we know, some of the flat earthers usually say, why can't we freely and privately explore Antarctica? And well, this guy shows that, yes, you with a little bit of money and a lot of willpower and balls of steel, you can actually walk across Antarctica. It takes a lot of bravery to actually do that, but you can do that. And then this is a screenshot of one of the streams that Jaren did while in Chile. So here they are looking south, and they can see that the sun, even though the sun is set, this is nighttime. You can see that the sun set, but you can still see the twilight in the horizon in the direction of south. So that is another piece of evidence for the globe. This is geometrically impossible on a flat Earth because right now the sun is over Australia. So no. Damn you, Flerf. No. Have you ever seen anyone win a debate in the opening?
Max, your opening is so powerful, so incredible, so overwhelming, so unbelievable with the amount of work. Oh no, okay, you were not overwhelming. He probably just lost internet. He's back.
Too fast. Yes. Okay, we're back. Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. Was that from your side?
No.
We think it was from your side. Yeah, I don't think we dropped stream or anything, so we lost you there for a minute.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Go ahead and finish up here, Max.
Yes. I think we can leave it at that. I think that's enough for now.
Okay.
All right. Let me
reset the timer.
Reset the timer.
And just to kind of let you know how I do this, Haney, you get 10 minutes. It doesn't matter if Max used all his time or not. He had the opportunity. He didn't use it. You get your full 10 minutes. You can use all of it if you want. You know, it's a
Okay, just quick
use it or
question
lose it kind of
because
thing. Yes.
I put some note on my phone. The things to talk about. If I come off the screen now to go on my note, would that knock my live stream off?
Maybe that's what disconnected you, but
You
go ahead and try it, and we'll see.
Yeah, you should be able to minimize it in the browser, like hit the home screen and it should minimize, but you shouldn't be gone. That's my understanding of it if you want to try to find those notes.
All right.
Yeah. Try
I'm
it.
gonna try because I've wrote the note what I wanted to speak about on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm gonna try. If not, I'll rejoin again.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, can you still hear me? Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Before anything, I like to speak logic. Okay. But besides that, I'm gonna give you some number, and I would like answer number. If you give me 1 moment, please. Right. The topic what I like to talk about is not something people on Facebook they spoke about. Right. So I'm not gonna speak about sea level and the horizon and all of this. I just like to give you the history of when start the flat Earth. It's always believed till 500 BC, and that was Pythagoras, was Greek philosopher, was the first one made. Well, it says Pythagoras, but there's no fact he said it about the Earth was a sphere. And in 380 BC, up to the 380 BC, it believed by ancient Greek the Earth was the center of the universe and everything revolved around us. Okay? And in 1950, NASA was it was between the United States and Soviet Union. It was a race about space, and that's when NASA was created in 1958, and they've made the moon landing supposedly 1969. Okay, and things start from there, and in between that, in 1600, exactly 1609, Galileo made his telescope, and he said the Earth is not in the center of the universe, and it's not not everything revolves around us. And that's when he got executed church because he disputed what it said in the Bible. Right. So up to this moment, the Earth, it believed it was in the center of the universe and everything revolved around us. But all changed since Galileo he made his telescope, and he said, no, expand his planet. We revolve around us, and he see the spotlight. It's the black spot on the sun, and he seen it and disappear, which means the sun rotated, and that's something I will come to it in a minute. So up to this moment, the history of the Earth with a sphere and flat Earth is being over and over and over again. Okay? None of us have any proof, and I'm sorry about people they say, I want evidence. You don't have evidence, I don't have evidence. None of us are part of picture of NASA of the Earth with different shape, not different shape, different picture, which is for something made up, and NASA admitted themselves it's not a real picture of the Earth. We don't know. We don't know. None of us know exactly, but logically, what shape of the earth? If it's sphere, you tell me how water would stay on the earth. Water always find the level. It's always level. Everything you see, it's level. So logically, water would never stick on the ball. And if you say because of the gravity, science say anything you can touch, you can see, you can prove it. Gravity, it's not never even been proved. And if the gravity could hold that much water on the earth, we won't be able to get off the ground. This little balloon, it won't fly in the air. None of us will move. If it was gravity, like what they say. So up to this moment, I don't have anything to say there is gravity or the logic of being the Earth's curve, the water doesn't curve. And they say no, because the Earth is huge. No, it isn't. According what they say, is 224,000 the diameter of the Earth. So it's not huge. And even if it's huge, it will be still curvature. Okay? So up to these things, it's fine. Don't take my word in anything. Just explain to me how we get the day in light. It says the Earth rotate 1,000 miles in, around it on 1,000 miles, right? And how we get the season, the Earth rotate around the sun. Anybody just logically forget about anything. According to NASA, the sun is 93 million miles away. You could fit 1.3 million Earths inside the sun, right? So it's huge. 860 something thousand mile. Okay, that's according to NASA. So you tell me, do your maths and tell me how the hell, how possibly that could happen to us rotate around the sun, far away from us, 93 million mile away. Rotating means we go 360 degrees around the sun to create the season in 365 days. How that possible? And what the speed of light? I don't have anything, so correct me if I'm wrong. It's just on top of my head. 299,792,458, something like that, mile. Okay. And how far are we from the sun? 93 million miles. They say the light travel of the speed of light, it reached the Earth in 8.5 minutes. You do your maths. You calculate what they say and give me any right figure, because all the calculation what I've made, none add up. None add up. And how would I believe that when I know what NASA they say, what the scientists say, and what my logic? And I look, that can be right. The sun goes from, I'm Christian, I never involved the Bible in anything. I've got a reliable resource. I believe in Bible in all this, but logically, I'm thinking logically, that won't happen. Because what they say, the Earth travel in tracing the sun. It's not even, you're not talking about just rotating, normal rotating. The Earth is 70,000 miles tracing the sun. Is that real? And we don't feel it. And we don't feel it. Just what the fan does. When the fan spins, it creates the heat. create wind, right? So what if the Earth is spinning that fast? Would we stay in place, never move? The constellation, would we see it? The Orion, all these, would we see it in the same place? How? How if we move? How if we spinning ball and was just tracing round the sun? It just nothing add up. Nothing add up. If the sun, if we, the sun light the Earth from 93 million miles. Why the space is dark? I don't get it. I don't understand this as well. So through the history, because I've studied history and I love history. Your history tell you there is been changing of theory from flat to sphere to flat in center of the universe, no to revolve. If we revolved round the sun, we won't have life.
All right, that's time
How
right
do you predict? Just
All right.
one more thing. Just one more
there.
thing.
Sorry, 10
How would
minutes.
you would predict the
that was
weather?
Max, I got it. Max, I got it. I'm the moderator. I'm the
Okay.
moderator. I know you run the channel, but I moderate the debate. So
sorry.
please cool it. All right, that was 10 minutes. Now we're going to go to back and forth discussion. We're going to do that for about 40 minutes. I think a good way to do this, and I'll keep track of the time, is we're going to have, I'm going to kind of give you each an opportunity to sort of go back and forth, leading the discussion, if you will. If that makes sense. So Max, if you want to ask questions for Haney, I would like you to try to focus on some of his arguments, discussing his arguments, so on and so forth, but I'll let you go ahead and do that. So Max, go ahead and lead the discussion.
I'm going to hit the timer and of course share my screen. 1 second. So you made a bunch of claims, so we're going to just focus on the important stuff. The history stuff, no one cares. You said you don't have evidence, I don't have evidence. I do have evidence. I gave you the evidence and I will give you more evidence. So you talked about the definition of level being flat. Here we have 50 citations that the definition of level means curved, because gravity does exist. Gravity has been verified empirically. We do things with gravity a lot. We have a friend on this channel, PhD Tony, who works with gravity to find mineral deposits and has been doing that for the last 30 years. So yeah, saying gravity doesn't exist is I mean, that's just false. Polaris. Here we have a couple of almanacs that show that Polaris does move. It does move very slightly in the sky because it's so far away that even in the distance of the trajectory of the solar system, gravity, I'm sorry, even in the distance between what we move in the orbit and the distance to Polaris, it just moves very slightly. This is also another friend of the channel that did sun observations for a full year. And you can see the sun rotating because the Earth is rotating around the sun. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that claim that we don't have evidence is pretty false. I do have evidence, and this is one of the evidences.
So this is open discussion. Haney, you're welcome to jump in if you are still here.
Yeah, he looks like he dropped.
Okay. Let's give him a few minutes to come back.
Dude, this baby Flerfs, man. Holy cow.
I wonder if when he reopens it, it crashes or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe like that. What are you talking about?
He was gish galloping. It's easy to gish gallop when the other guy's not here. You know what I mean? That's just that's how it usually goes.
Yeah, but I'm not gish galloping. I'm directly addressing all the derp. Like, I have notes here. What are you talking about?
We're giving you a hard time, Max.
No, Tyler, no. That's Come on. Come on.
Got lots of action in the chat. You know, this is the classic. Technology's hard, bro. Right? This is.
I love it. Technology.
It's true. You know, it's a battle.
Andre
So.
Nunez, here we go with the insults. Baby Flerf. Like, dude, it's not an insult. He is a baby Flerf. He has like level 0 arguments. There we go.
All right. Haney, how much did you hear? Max was trying to. It's open discussion.
I'm
He's
really
kind of
sorry.
leading it. He's kind of leading it, but were you hearing what he was saying?
Yeah, I heard what he said.
Okay. So
I heard what he said. And thanks for the comment anyway.
all right. So what do you have to say about that?
Do you have any response to what Max said there?
I don't believe it.
Okay, Max, anything else you'd like?
I don't believe it. He said the Earth has been proven. Get me something to show me that, the gravity has been proven.
The Cavendish experiment. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Hola? Sí. Okay, I'm going to pause the timer for 2 minutes. I'm getting a delivery. But let me leave you with this thought while I go to the door and get my delivery. I don't believe it is not an argument. You started saying you want to go do logic. I don't believe it is not an argument. I can show you the evidence of the Cavendish experiment. It's very wide known. Everyone that studies physics does the Cavendish experiment all the time. Every year it's repeated non-stop. So I don't believe it is not a logical argument. I'll think about that. I'll be right back in just a moment.
Okay.
Any response to that, Haney?
Yeah, I'm here. Still here.
Any response to what Max said there?
Well, I don't. If he get me proof the gravity has been proven, that's first point. I like to hear. I like to see. Because the gravity, as far as I'm concerned, hasn't been proven. Yeah, they say there is gravity, and they hold everything together, blah blah blah, and that. But you've got two theories. Isaac Newton, he said the gravity pulls you down. Einstein, he said no, the gravity pushes you down. So which one? Which gravity are we talking about? It's theory. It's theory. Like I say, God is exist. You say, prove it.
So, what evidence would you accept, Haney? Are there certain evidence you'd be looking for gravity?
What evidence would I accept? I've give you something. I want answer for it. I'm not talking about anything else like what everyone else talking in Facebook. I just want simple answer for this 93 million mile away. Because I don't believe it. I don't believe the sun is 93 million miles away. I want someone to do the maths because I fail to match what they're saying according to what the measurement, what they give us. 93 million miles away? Do you think you logically we can rotate the sun 93 million miles away? Even with the speed, what they said, 70,000 miles. Am I lying? That's the number what NASA gave us.
So, yeah, it is. I have no idea how they measure it. I was just kind of asking, what does it have to do with gravity? I was asking what evidence would you accept for gravity? I don't know what the distance of the sun away from the Earth would.
Exactly. What evidence would you accept if I say to you there is God? Science, it says anything you can touch, you can see, you can prove it. It's not real.
Sorry, I don't know. The delivery man told me he would be here in like a minute. Still not here. I'll be right back. I came to get my phone.
I like to get me something official to say that gravity has been proven.
Can you think of an example of what would be official evidence?
To me, I think it's just about the density. How much weight? If he drop ball weight 10 kilo and something weight 5 ounces, the ball 10 kilo will go faster than the 1.5. That if it was gravity, it pulled the object, it will pull in the same rate. It will pull in the same rate. And if there is gravity, like what they're saying, just a simple common sense, if gravity could hold this, I don't know how much water on Earth, 90%. If the gravity could hold this water without it go in a ball, sphere, the Earth sphere, you've got no chance this little balloon it will fly up the sky because helium, because it's less weight. So what
Right.
gravity are we talking about? And
I'm back. All right.
All right, so Max, now that you're back, I'm going to ask Haney to ask some questions about your presentation. Haney, if you forget what he talked about the angles on theodolites. He talks about the 24th sun in Antarctica, flight from Sydney to Chile, seeing the sun in the south. I don't know if you want to address any of those arguments that Max provided and try to debunk those or interrogate him on those, but those are some of the ones that he provided.
yeah, I'm listening.
You go. What? You were talking about gravity.
I
Just now
want
when
to
I came
show
back.
me something official to say the gravity has been proven.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I'll show you. Cavendish. Of course. Like this is. If you know history, if you say that you're interested in history,
We're talking
you
about
should know
science
this.
now. You're not bothered about history,
Yeah,
according to what you said.
but the Cavendish experiment is a historical event. So here we have the paper, and I'll share it to everyone in the audience. You need to look at the screen now.
Okay.
This is the Cavendish experiment, the paper. This is a scientific paper that proves that gravity is a thing.
Is a thing.
Yes.
Is a thing or a fact?
They measured
It's
it.
different.
Yes, this is a scientific experiment where they measured
And what
gravity.
is the measurement?
9.8 meters per second squared.
9.0 second per square.
8.
9.08.
Dude, you need to look at the screen.
Okay, where did you get from this? Sorry.
So you don't know what the Cavendish experiment is at all. You have no idea what I'm talking about. Correct?
No. If I'm not gonna claim I know something if I don't know it.
No, okay.
And there's
perfect.
no shame in that because
Okay,
that's
so
what about the debate.
Hold on. So I will show you in graphic. I will show you in graphic form. So here it is. You need to look at the screen. So here it is. There is a bar held up by wires. There are these big balls that are lead, and then there are these small balls connected to this bar. When these big balls go near the small ones, the whole device turns because the mass of the big ball is attracting the small ball. This is a scientific experiment. It's done every year by every physics student in the world. So this is a demonstration that gravity is real.
Sorry, that's not good enough to me. It's experiment. It's experiment.
Nah, is not an argument.
Sorry. I appreciate what you showed me, but that's not that's not something I'm gonna say, yeah, wow. No.
Right, but denial is not an argument.
No, I'm not.
Saying
I said appreciate what you showed me, but that's not good enough for me.
you have
It's not
no
about
idea.
denial. What?
Yes, this is absolute denial. You have no idea what I'm talking about, and yet you're denying it because your field is history and not physics.
Well, okay, 9.8. I'm gonna
Did
do
you
the
just go
calculation.
Wallahi? Didn't you
Uh,
say you were Christian?
9.8.
9.8 meters per second squared. Yes. Oh, and while we're at it, hold on, because you said water doesn't curve, right? So I wonder what you need to look at the screen because I'm showing you evidence.
Okay. So the
So
water do
you
curve now.
say water doesn't curve. I wonder what that is.
Well, when they measure something from height, they say they measure it from sea level.
Correct. But you know what they also say? They say mean sea level because sea level is not the same everywhere. And for example, I'm not going to tell the audience where you're from, but given where you're from, you should be fairly familiar with the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is the saltiest sea because it's the lowest elevation sea. So it's below all other seas. So the water gets just stuck there. And the Dead Sea got its salinity because it cannot drain to the outside.
That's correct. That's correct.
That is
That
correct. Okay.
sea, that
So
it
we
doesn't
have
feed.
just
It doesn't
established.
open. It doesn't open another sea. It's just he
Right.
receive
It's a low
from.
elevation. So we have just established that not all the seas are at the same level. Congratulations. The Earth is a globe.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. Yes.
Are you serious? Not all the sea the same level.
100%. Are you
Not all the
serious? It's
sea
not
the
a
same
rebuttal.
level.
Not all seas are sea. That's why we have mean sea level. Mean is basically an average of all the sea level in the planet, because not all the seas are at the same level. That's the thing.
And you want me to accept what you're saying?
I mean, if you
want me
you have no
say yeah,
rebuttal.
so I
You
don't look
have no
stupid.
rebuttal.
I accept what you're saying. I don't think that's right. When you measure something, you can't say to me or measure randomly, yeah, from sea level. What sea level? If they not all the same, according what you're saying, so there won't be any correct measurement. How that?
Yes, we using my method and using my acknowledgement that not all sea levels are at the same height. That's how we measure things in the real world.
I didn't know that.
Because
I'm
I do this a
surprised,
lot.
really.
I have a lot of experience. You are very new at this, so you're not aware of the evidence that I'm giving you. But I do this a lot. I've spoken with some of the biggest flat earthers in the world. I've debated Nathan Thompson. I've debated that Derpling Chris from TikTok. I challenged Witsit to a debate. He's been running away from me for over a year. So I know what I'm talking about.
And he's saying the water curve.
Water curves, absolutely. Ooh.
Get
That's a
me
good idea.
anything. Get me any proof what he's saying just now. The water curve.
There we go. Water curves. Look at the screen. What is that? Is that water curving? Yes, it is. Thanks for playing.
He showed me picture and he said to me that is proof water curve. And
you asked
what
me,
is that?
show me water curve. How the hell am I going to show you water curving right now? Do you want more? I can show you more. Like,
no,
I can show
don't
you
give
this.
me diagram for something, some picture. And
that is not a diagram. That is an actual picture of water curving. Do you want more? Look at the screen. This is the Earth. This is the curve of the Earth from a U2's pipeline. This is a curve of the Earth from a rocket. This is the curve of the Earth from a balloon. This is more curve from another balloon.
All right. So that means the Earth is sphere. That's what
The
you're
Earth is
saying,
a sphere,
right?
correct. 100%. Always has been, always will be.
And it's rotating
It's
1,000 miles.
rotating, correct.
And it rotated around the sun, right?
And also orbiting around the sun. Yes, that's why we have a distinction. We have a
Right.
distinction. Rotation is within its axis and the orbit is around the sun. That's why we use two different words.
All right. So 1,000 mile and 70,000 mile, correct? You agree?
Yes. So
And how long would the Earth take in 70,000 mile to rotate the sun? 93 million mile away?
I don't care about that.
No,
It's
he
whatever.
should care. He should care.
No.
Sorry. Why not?
Why?
Why not? If you're gonna prove me something, that's all what I want to know. That's all
I
what I
have
want to
proven
know.
something. You're just not looking at the screen. I have proven everything I have said. All you have said so far is I don't believe that. So that amounts to denial. You're basically in denial of what's happening here. I'm proving your worldview wrong, and you just can't handle it because you're not even looking at the freaking screen.
I did look to the screen. He just showing me picture of what that's.
Yes. What else? This is we're over the internet. What else am I going to show you? I mean, do you really want to go there? We can go there. Like, seriously. Mage. Okay. So watch the screen, watch it carefully. So this is a 4-hour uncut video. This dude launched a balloon and the video is uncut. It's uncut from launch until the balloon pops. And I'm going to play it at 2 speed. So you can see the balloon is climbing, the balloon is climbing, the balloon is climbing. It's over the clouds now. It's over the clouds. Keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. I'm pushing it forward. Oh, look. The balloon is in space. Keeps going. Oh. What was that? Hold on. I'm going back a little bit. One sec. Oh, what is that? Is that the curve of the Earth? That's the curve of the Earth. So you didn't want pictures. I'm showing you video. What do you have to say now? And I mean, this is at 17,000. I can keep going, and then it reaches its highest point. This is 31,000 meters. And one sec.
So the balloon gone above the cloud, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know the balloon could go that high above the cloud.
Yeah, you can launch one yourself.
Right. And how many satellites we have?
Why is that relevant? I don't know how many satellites we have. We have thousands of satellites.
Yeah, we've got 6,000 satellites going around the Earth.
Sure.
Yeah.
So?
And with 6,000 satellite, is no better show any satellite.
You've heard of satellite TV, right? You've heard of satellite phones, right? Have you not seen the Starlink constellation go by? I live in like the third world. I live in Uruguay, and I've seen the Starlink satellite chain go over my head. So yeah, satellites are there. So now you're kind of switching, because when I showed you a picture, you say, "Oh, that's a picture," and now you want pictures of satellites. Like, make up your mind.
No. Well, from the beginning, I said I want someone to explain to me this number, what we've been given from NASA. From the beginning, I said I'm not talking about anything else about of the history. What the Earth has been changed from flat to sphere to center to rotating around the sun, and I'm telling you what I believe.
I know that is what you believe, but you have zero evidence.
I wanted to answer. I'm sorry. I wanted to answer to just, I'm not debating to just like wasting anyone's time. I want
Yes,
to
you
know
are
the
literally
truth.
wasting my time right now.
Are you serious?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, well,
Because
thanks for your time.
this is basic stuff. You don't know the Cavendish experiment. You don't know, yeah, like all you have is
Well,
denial. So
well, I
yeah,
could tell you
denial
a
is a
lot of
waste of.
excuse me, I could tell you a lot of stuff you wouldn't know anything about it.
I
Nobody
I,
has
I
got
don't
complete
care.
knowledge.
I would like evidence, please.
Well, I like, well, sorry. I said, I want you to explain to me, we 93 million mile away from the sun,
Yes,
how the earth
I
rotate the
have
sun, how the earth rotate the sun. Do
gravity,
your maths and talk to me. Before you
gravity.
accuse me with anything, just do your
I
maths
haven't
and talk to
accused
me.
you of anything. Now you're being a petulant. Like now you're crying. I haven't accused you of
I'm not
anything.
crying. Don't
I
please.
have a
We're
personal.
adult here. We're adult. We're
I
adult
have a
here.
personal friend. His name is Astronomy Live. He measured the distance to the sun himself.
Himself.
Himself, yes.
How did he do that?
He is an amateur astronomer. He has a telescope that is more expensive than many people's freaking cars.
All right, yeah. And he measured the distance to the
He
sun.
measured the distance to the sun, correct. Himself, no NASA, no nothing.
All right. And it was 93 million mile, right?
Correct.
And we orbit the sun.
Yes.
Are you serious? Do you believe that?
100%. Dude, look at the screen. Look at the screen. I'm watching you Jupiter and the moon orbiting Jupiter. This is from his telescope, no NASA.
So the moon orbit in 25
The moon
days.
orbits Jupiter. Our moon orbits us.
I
Yes.
should draw the, right. So we've got the moon, we've got the sun, 1,000 mile. The moon speed, it's 60 something mile. The sun, the out ray, it orbit slower than in ray of the sun because it's not rocket, it's gas. So the way how it work, according to what they say, is helium and hydrogen, it work differently. It orbit, it rotate, it in on exit for different speed, right?
I'm sorry,
And
I
we
didn't
get,
understand any. Hold on,
all
I
right.
didn't
So
understand any of that. Could you repeat that? Did you start
okay,
again?
okay. So the sun, the Earth rotating, and the sun rotating, and the
Yes,
moon
both rotate.
rotating,
I
and
showed you the
all
evidence for
this
that.
with
Hold
this
on,
high
hold
speed, and
on,
this still
sir.
how
Hold
yes.
on, take it slow. The Earth rotates, yes. The sun rotates, yes. I can show you both things. I can show you the sun rotating right now. Look, if you look at the screen, that's the sun rotating and the Earth rotating around, orbiting around it.
Okay, yeah. And the sun, the moon 243,000, and the sun 93,000, and with the high speed of everything rotating, and we managed to get eclipse, yeah?
Yes. How long does the eclipse last? Sometimes they last a minute, sometimes they last a little bit more, but that's why, because stuff is moving fast.
All right. So you tell me, Max, right? If the thing's going that fast, you convince me how do you predict the weather if we're going to be sunny, cloudy, all this? How are they going to do that?
Wait, no. The rotation and the orbit have nothing to do with the internal weather system of the Earth. Those are completely different things.
All right. So, okay. Completely two different things.
Yes.
So how they gonna see this is gonna be cloudy? It's coming toward us if the
I don't know.
Earth is
I
spinning that
have
fast.
no idea about the weather. The weather doesn't change the shape of the Earth, though.
Well, it does really, because if you're rotating,
no, it doesn't.
Of course he is. Just think about it. Just don't argue with me for no reason.
No, I'm
if the
arguing
Earth
you because you're talking nonsense.
nonsense.
Yes, nonsense, literal
Seriously,
nonsense.
I'm talking to you common sense. If we
No, that's
spinning,
you.
if
You have
we
not
rotating,
said.
no. I'm sorry. If we
Oh my
rotating that
God.
fast, you would never ever predict the weather. You
Nah,
can't. You couldn't do
that
it.
has nothing to do with it. Hold on. Change map. Where is that damn image? I thought I had it.
All right. I think we are about ready to wrap up. Matt, so you can finish off this conversation, but then we're going to do closing arguments. I think we can just do maybe 2-minute closing arguments. I know our timer there isn't quite right, but we had some interruptions,
Yes.
and
Okay. Let me drive this point home. Do you know what this is? Do you know what you're looking at?
No, you tell me.
Okay, this is a map of all the hurricanes in the world for the last 50 years. Why don't the hurricanes cross the equator? Go.
You tell me. I'm listening to you.
I asked you a question. Why don't they cross the equator? Go.
Oh, I don't know.
Because the Earth is rotating, so the Coriolis force rotates. Hurricanes rotate one direction on the north and another direction in the south, which means that they cannot cross the equator. This is direct evidence of rotation. This is impossible on flat Earth. The Earth is a globe once again.
All right.
all right. Well, let's go to closing arguments. Haney, why don't you give a closing argument? I'll give you 2 minutes if you want to say anything in closing, and then Max, you can have the final word. Go ahead.
What's your name again?
My name?
It's on the screen.
Dr. J is my name.
Dr. Jace, thanks for having me in your channel, and I wish if Max, it was a little bit like not argument. We not argue. I'm just asking for things I can't see myself without anything we've learned. They say to us information, we program to accept this information without thinking about it. And I believe anything could change. The science could improve, yes. Things could change, yes. I don't put my trust in anything could change. So what they say now, in 100 years' time, it will change. So it's not 100% reliable. So whatever Maxi was saying in that it doesn't dispute the fact what I see in the front of me. I can't see this if we rotate in that fast. I will see the same cloud, or the sun goes from the east to the west and never change. I don't believe we're going to see the sun 93 million miles away and rotating around the sun with that is to me it's impossible. And the calculation, you've got all the number. I didn't make this number. The speed of light, I've divided the speed on distance, all the number what I've been told, that it didn't add up to anything like it.
All
like
right.
8.5 minutes to the sun. No.
Max, I'm in charge. Max, please.
I'm bored already. He's boring. All right. We saw another case of just a little baby Flerf puff up their chest, say they would debate. I have to congratulate him on showing up, but he has nothing. Like, he has less than nothing. You have so much to learn. I showed you all the evidence. You couldn't refute any of it. It's like, I don't believe it. Like, no one cares. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.
Max,
that was fun.
We're not going to be able to answer super chats now that you have kicked kicked him here. Earthly
Yeah.
skeptic asked, Haney, if you rotate a tube of water, it does not stay level on the ground it's because multiply forces are acting on the water. What are they? I am sorry, Earthly
Nah,
skeptic.
the guy had no idea about anything. Like literally, I'm so sorry, Earthly. I'll give you 5 super chats for free. So hold on, let me make a note. I'll give everyone you 5 super chats, like 5 questions without actually paying the super chat because I feel bad. Love.
Tim says, love hearing Max say balloon. And David says, what you believe
Oh, you're cutting in and out. Wait, something happened, Dr. J. You went mute. Oh no, is it me? Is it Dr. J? Who can you hear, guys? Dr. J, way too loud. Who can you hear? Can you hear Dr. J? Can you give me a sound check? What's going on? What's going on? Dr. J muted. Okay, yeah, I thought so. I think your Bluetooth disconnected. No wonder people are flat earthers. Like gravity doesn't exist.
Sorry about that. My headphones randomly turned off. So yes, I was saying you're really difficult to moderate because you you have more control over the channel than I do.
Yes, I'm sorry. No, I lost my patience when all he had was denial. I lost my patience, and like he comes to a debate and doesn't even know like some of the stuff. Spent all the debate like with the phone like this instead of looking at the screen. Like
Oh,
seriously, I
I
lost
I
my
I
cool.
I I understand. I understand. All right, Max. I'm gonna go play basketball. So you might keep the stream
Okay,
going for a
wait,
while. Totally
hold on.
understand. But okay.
1 minute. One
Yeah.
minute. Would you like to know what I got delivered?
Is this a sample yerba mate that we might be sending out,
No,
or
no, not yet. No,
okay? Okay.
I bought a new webcam, so you're going to be seeing my beautiful face
Oh, in
instead of in
higher
720,
definition.
in high 1080p definition, so you can admire my handsomeness a
Just
lot better.
just what we're all missing in our life. You and HD.
Yes,
That's the
exactly.
now when you do your dance, we'll be able to look at it just a little clearer. That'll be great.
Yes, I will be able to dance in full HD for everyone, and you will see me shake my booty. So that's going to happen again. Thank you, Dr. J, for moderating.
You're welcome.
Take care. Have a good
Good to
night.
see you guys. Yep, you too.
All right. That was fun. Well, for a little while, but yes. Because of the dance that I did yesterday, I was seeing that my image was kind of like a little bit choppy. So I said, yes, let's. I bought a camera at 1080p. So we are good to go. Oh, wait. What? How? How? Sorry. Hold on. Let me. I was under the impression that I thought I had made you like a mod. Uh, I am the Craig. Craig, can I ask you? Do you mind if I ask you a question? When you were a flat earther, you this is exactly how you sound. Do you see the difference now? Do you notice how flat earth is just denialism? Eva Producer One, fair criticism. I just lost my patience because this was beyond stupid. Uh, you need to be a bit more patient. If you have a moderator, you need to let him do the job. How else are we supposed to watch a Flerf squirm? Yeah, but it wasn't fun anymore. He was just rambling like numbers. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I wasn't. I was bored already, but it was fun. We did a quick stream. Um, Tyler says open panel after show. You guys really want that? Okay. Okay. And Craig, oh yeah, it's terrible. Thank you so much for answering. What a guy. Wait, I think we're going to. I don't think there's much after show to go on. I just brought some evidence and he couldn't handle any of it. But I think I would like to start to go testing out my new camera. So we'll wrap it up for tonight. But I have so much to catch up on. These members are from yesterday. John sent, this should be good. I think we read it. Who's the Flerf? Just some derpling from Facebook. So some derpling from Facebook. Earthly Skeptic said, hey, super chats are back. And I love that you spent some money to let us know. Of that. This is a great question. If you rotate a tub of water, it does not stay level to the ground. And what I like to show, video file, 1 second. I like to show this, which I sent to Mike yesterday. This is liquid oxygen in a magnetic field. And look at that. It makes freaking flying beads. And then you can also see them kind of like orbiting the small ones. And then you can see it like So oxygen, of course, is a polar molecule. So that's why it behaves like that in a magnetic field. But this is a direct demonstration that liquids basically react to the forces acting upon them. And this is something, but how am I going to talk to a guy that doesn't even know like the basics of the debate? Tyler says, he mentioned a feather and a bowling ball, and I put a link to them falling in a vacuum. Yes, correct. But if you put a link and you are not Blue Dabadi, then it doesn't go through YouTube filters links. So Craig became a YouTube member. Thank you so much for the support. And also I think I saw another interesting comment. Give me 1 second. I'm a bit distracted. Craig said this, I see all the lying, it makes me sick. It's good that once that spell breaks and your head does that click, it's a lot easier to see some of the stuff that these people say, and basically to the lengths that you have to go to deny something that is shown to you like right in front. It makes me a little bit sad for some of these people. But glad you could get out of that, Craig, my friend. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the redirect. Hey, I joined. Yes, woohoo! Awesome. Thank you so much. The support is unbelievable. Wesley, good work, Max. Thank you. Big Fish says, see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Still CTJW, I randomly got an alert like 4 hours ago for your VR stream 2 days ago. So weird. The Drunk Debunk Show. YouTube is just losing it. All right, I'm going to send you guys over to FTFA's channel, who's still live. And I'm going to do a little bit of testing with my new camera. Thank you, everyone, for doing that. Before we go, make sure to do the social thing is like, share, subscribe, send this to a friend, send this to your significant other, go to the corner, yes, the corner of your street, and yell, subscribe to Sherba Mate Talks. And that way we can share the love for the channel. It's been unreal, the support that we've been getting since yesterday, getting monetized and so on. We're so happy. We're so happy with everything. I couldn't love you anymore. Thank you for being there. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Have a good night.